The wine burned like molten lead. Ryusei's hands flew to his throat, the goblet clattering to the marble floor. Death number 46. 4 princesses sat around him, their faces blurring into a carousel of masks. Each one hid a secret. One of them was a killer. Then, a sharp inhale. Morning sun pierced through silk curtains. The loop had reset. He was alive again, 1 year before the banquet.
47 loops. I've died at that table 46 times. No more. This time, I will become the hunter.
He rose and walked to the balcony, looking down at the palace gates where 4 carriages would soon arrive. The princesses were due today. They came in a procession. Elara in pale blue, May in crimson silk, Freya wrapped in white fur, Soraya laughing in green and gold. Each a honeyed trap.
They all smile, but I know their teeth are sharp. I need to learn what they want before the year ends.
The engagement banquet was set for exactly 1 year from that day. A clockwork deadline, wrapped in silk and poison. He would not try to charm them. He would dissect them. Every word, every glance, every letter. 46 deaths had taught him one truth. Affection was a weapon.
I will find the pattern this time, and when I do, I will survive.
That evening, the king raised his glass before the court. The engagement of Crown Prince Ryusei to these 4 princesses shall bind our kingdoms in peace.
4 engagements. 4 masks. Which one hides a knife?
Ryusei watched. Elara's sweet smile never reached her eyes. May's posture was a blade sheathed. Freya's gaze remained distant. Soraya's laughter had a desperate edge. After the feast, he quietly summoned a palace servant who attended the princesses. The man trembled under the prince's cold questioning. They all have habits, the servant whispered. Odd hours, sealed letters, midnight walks. Each one hides something from the others.
Hiding something doesn't mean killing, but in 46 deaths, secrets always found their way into the wine.
He dismissed the servant and walked the garden path, colliding with Princess Elara under the moonlight. She flinched as if caught in a lie.
Oh, Your Highness, I was just enjoying the night air.
Of course. The gardens are lovely at this hour, though a princess alone might attract complications. She's hiding something. They all are. I will peel back every layer until I find the poisoner.
At dawn, Ryusei invited Princess Elara to stroll through the rose garden. She accepted with a smile that didn't reach her eyes.
The flowers here are lovely, Your Highness. A balm for a troubled heart, don't you think?
Ryusei noticed the crumpled edge of a letter peeking from her sleeve. She caught his glance and quickly withdrew her hand.
A troubled heart? I would ease yours, Princess, if you would share its burden.
She excused herself moments later and hurried to her chamber. Through a crack in the door, he saw her clutching the letter, tears welling.
She's terrified, but of what? That letter holds a secret, sharper than any dagger.
That afternoon, he invited Princess May to a tea ceremony. The room was silent, her posture a drawn blade.
You stare like a hawk, Your Highness. I wonder what prey you seek.
That night, he shadowed May through the dark corridors. She met a hooded figure near the East Tower. They exchanged hushed words.
A spy for her kingdom, or the hand that pours the poison. The pattern remains just out of reach.
The next morning, Ryusei found Princess Freya standing alone in the snowy courtyard, her white cloak blending with the frost.
You seek something from me, Your Highness. I am not like the others. I see clearly. I see a prince sacrificed on his father's altar. A pawn with a crown. It would be kinder to end you quickly.
Her voice held no malice, only a terrible pity. It was the tone of someone who had already decided his fate.
She believes my death is inevitable, even merciful. Could pity be a motive for poison?
Later, in the music room, Princess Soraya's laughter echoed off the gilded walls as she played a lively southern tune.
Your Highness, this song is from my homeland, full of fire and rebellion. Come, let it stir your blood.
But that night, he trailed Soraya through the servants' passages. She met a cloaked figure in the old aviary. They exchanged hushed words and a heavy purse. The sigil on his cloak belonged to a southern rebel faction.
All four have motives: terror, espionage, mercy, rebellion. Yet none know the other's secrets. The killer isn't one of them, or plays a deeper game.
3 days later, Ryusei intercepted a letter meant for Princess Alara, its seal bearing the crest of her uncle, the Duke of Westmere. The message was curt and brutal. The alliance must break. If the prince lives, our coup dies. You know your duty.
Her uncle demands my death, but her tears weren't those of a willing assassin.
He found her in the garden that evening, alone beneath the roses. She started when he appeared, but he raised a calming hand.
I know about your uncle's letter. I know he wants me dead, but I need to hear it from you. Will you carry out his order?
No, I could never, he said. If I didn't help, he'd destroy my mother's homeland. I only wanted to escape, to run away.
She collapsed onto a stone bench, sobbing. Ryusei saw no deception, only a pawn trapped between a tyrant and a throne.
Then you are not the one. Your uncle will answer for this, but not tonight. Tonight, you are safe.
Later, in his study, Ryusei struck Alara's name from his suspect list. The killer was someone else, someone who hid deeper in the palace's shadow.
1 down, 3 to go. But the pattern still doesn't fit. Someone is pulling strings I can't see.
Ryusei intercepted a coded scroll from Mei, then watched her receive it from a hooded contact near the armory. He cornered her in the tea room at midnight, sliding the scroll across the table. Explain this.
You are a spy. Your messages to the east betray you. Why shouldn't I consider you my killer?
Because my orders are to observe, not to poison. My king wants influence, not a corpse. I am no assassin.
She pulled out a tarnished locket and opened it, revealing a portrait of a young carpenter's son.
His name is Kenji. I love him. When this ends, I will return not to a funeral.
She speaks of love with precision, but her hands shake. I've seen real tears. This could be truth.
He studied her face for a long moment. A spy could feign many things, but not the desperate hope burning in her eyes.
Then, you are not the poisoner, but your masters may still use you. Stay vigilant, princess. 2 cleared. Yet the wine still kills me. The real threat is hidden deeper than I feared.
Ryusei found Freya once more in the snowfield, her white cloak billowing like a ghost's shroud.
You said my death would be mercy. Princess, why do you believe that so firmly?
I have watched your father use people like pawns, then discard them. You are no different. A quick death is the only escape.
Her voice was ice, but beneath it, Ryusei sensed a grief that mirrored his own exhaustion.
You would kill me yourself, then, out of pity?
If I were strong enough, perhaps. But I am not. I can only watch and hope the end comes swiftly.
She turned away, the snowfall hiding her face. Ryusei felt no anger, only a chill of recognition.
She speaks true, but her mercy could still be a blade. Can I trust her words?
He let her go, but kept her name on the list. The question of Freya remained an open wound.
2 remain, but the pattern shifts like snowdrifts. I am no closer to the truth.
He turned his focus to Soraya, whose bright laughter hid the sharpest edge of all. That night, he trailed her again. She handed a heavy pouch to a man with the rebel sigil. Their whispers spoke of weapons and the southern spring. Her smile was gone. In its place was a fire that could burn kingdoms. The next afternoon, he found her alone in the music room, her hand resting on silent harp strings.
Your rebellion, princess. How far would you go to see it succeed?
would spend every coin, risk every life. My father is a tyrant. I will see him fall.
Including mine? Would you poison the prince to break the alliance and force change?
No! Your death solves nothing. It would bring only chaos. I need this alliance, not a corpse.
Ryusei watched her chest heave. The passion was real, but so was the desperation. Both could pour poison.
4 explored, yet the shadow remains. The answer might lie beyond the princesses.
Back in his study, Ryusei cross-referenced 46 loops in 12. None of the princesses had touched the wine. He expanded his net to the palace staff. The wine steward, a thin man named Kellen, drew his eye. Kellen visited the cellar at odd hours, always under cover of darkness, always alone. That night, Ryusei shadowed him. In the cold cellar, Kellen uncorked a ceremonial bottle and poured a clear vial into it.
Caught in the act. But who gives the orders?
Before he could act, a shadow lunged. A blade glinted. Kellen choked on his own blood. Ryusei lunged, but the killer melted away. Only a shattered poison vial remained beside the corpse. Ryusei searched the body. No identification, no note. Only a simple poisoner's kit. The trail was deliberately cut.
The steward was a puppet. Someone inside the palace is pulling strings I can't see.
He stared at the wine bottle, the same vintage that would be served at the banquet. Time was running out. Ryusei searched the steward's quarters. Under a loose floorboard, a scrap bore the royal seal. The message was damning. Poison the ceremonial bottle, by order of the crown.
The order came from the palace, from the king himself.
He slipped into the king's study and found a hidden compartment behind a bookshelf. Inside, a bundle of letters, all addressed to the wine steward, all sealed with the king's mark. One letter read, "The foreign blood heir must never sit the throne. Use the poison."
My own father ordered my death, not the princesses, him.
He replaced the letters without a trace, his composure a mask over the storm inside. From a window, he watched the king in the garden, a phantom frost settling in his veins.
I need undeniable proof, and I need it before the banquet. Time is a noose tightening.
Alone in his study, Ryusei spread the stolen letters under candlelight. The ink seemed to pulse with betrayal. One note stood apart. After the deed, place a vial in the bridal chamber. Let suspicion fall where it must.
He meant to frame them. Each loop, a different princess was set up to take the blame.
The pattern finally locked into place. The king never risked his own hand. He sacrificed the innocent to hide his sin.
Elara, May, Freya, Soraya. They were never the killers. They were bait, lined up to take the fall.
He stared at the king's portrait on the wall. The face of a father, the heart of a predator.
I need a public spectacle. The banquet, the wine. If I survive openly, the truth will surface.
He began drafting a plan. An antidote for the known poison, a toast that would force the king's hand, and unshakable evidence.
One slip, and I die for good. But 47 loops have taught me. Risk is the only way forward.
He folded the king's letter and tucked it into his coat. The banquet was a month away. The trap was set. The next morning, Ryusei requested a private audience with King Aldrich in the throne room.
Father, the wine steward is dead. A strange tragedy so close to the banquet. I find it unsettling.
Unsettled. Hardly. Servants die. The realm demands stability. Do not let minor matters distract you.
The king's eyes flickered, a split second of cold calculation before the mask returned.
These foreign brides bring chaos. Remember, boy, a true king purges weakness, even sentiment.
He all but confessed. The steward, the poison, it all leads to the throne.
That evening, Ryusei slipped into a hidden alchemy chamber and retrieved a vial of antidote.
This will neutralize Black Iris, the poison from the steward's kit. One chance.
He slipped the vial into his coat and stared at a calendar. 3 weeks until the banquet.
I will drink his poison and survive. Let the court watch him crumble.
2 nights before the banquet, Ryusei gathered the princesses one by one.
Ilara, I know about your uncle. I know you are not my enemy. Will you stand with me at the banquet, no matter what happens?
Yes, I will. You gave me trust. I will not betray it.
In the tea room, May listened without flinching.
You are a spy, May, but not a killer. At the banquet, just observe. Let the true villain reveal himself.
I will be there, Your Highness.
Freya stood in the snow, her breath a cold mist.
You pitied me, Freya, but my father is the one who planned my death. Watch tonight. See the truth.
I will watch, Prince, and I will not interfere.
Soraya laughed softly, but her eyes burned with resolve. She gripped his hand. For the South, for justice. Chandeliers blazed over the long banquet table. Every noble in the kingdom had gathered to witness the engagement. Servants glided forward, pouring crimson wine into crystal goblets. Ryusei's gaze tracked every movement.
The black iris is already in my glass. Father's smile says he's already won. I toast my esteemed fiancés. Ilara, May, Freya, Soraya, may tonight reveal truth.
He brought the goblet to his lips and drank deeply. The poison hit his throat like shards of glass. His face twisted, not with death, but with the effort of a man who had practiced this agony 46 times. With a deliberate motion, he pulled the blue vial from his coat and downed it before the entire court. The king's goblet shattered against the floor. Aldrich's hand trembled, his face draining of color. A collective gasp swept the hall. Nobles froze, forks suspended in midair.
47 loops, and I finally stand at the end. It worked.
The silence stretched, broken only by the distant clink of a fallen fork. Every eye was on the prince who should have been dead.
This wine was poisoned. The same vintage, the same table, has killed me 46 times. Tonight, I survived.
King Aldrich's knuckles whitened on the armrest. His voice came out like a blade.
Madness. You speak in riddles, boy. Arrest him. The poison has stolen his reason.
Guards, search the wine steward's quarters. Look beneath the floorboard.
Minutes stretched into an eternity. Then boots echoed. A guard presented a crumpled parchment. Ryusei unfolded it, and the king's seal gleamed under the chandeliers. He read aloud. The foreign blood heir must never sit the throne. Use the poison. Let the brides take the blame. Aldrich's face crumpled. The mask shattering like a mirror struck by truth.
4 princesses stood innocent. The court now sees the real serpent.
A trembling steward's assistant stepped forward. The court parted, and all eyes turned to the small man who held a secret. He stammered, "The king gave me the vial to plant in Ilara's room, to frame her." Aldrich shot to his feet, his fist cratering the table. Lies. You would trust a kitchen rat over your king, but he produced a second parchment. Ryusei read, "To the steward, place the poison tonight. No mistakes." The servant bowed his head. "I have no more reason to lie." The king ordered it all. The hall erupted. Nobles who once bowed to Aldrich now stared with disgust and horror.
Father, for the sake of this kingdom, you will lay down your crown.
Aldrich's bravado shattered. His eyes darted to the guards, but they stood still, awaiting the prince's command.
This throne was built on blood. It ends tonight.
A silence heavier than stone filled the hall. The king's fingers curled, a cornered beast refusing to kneel. The king's resistance cracked. He stood, trembling, and at last spoke.
I poisoned the wine, not for ambition to keep the throne pure. A foreign heir would ruin this kingdom.
The confession hung in the air like smoke.
You killed your own son 46 times for a clean bloodline. Tonight, that bloodline ends in disgrace.
Ryusei gestured. the guards stripped the crown from Aldrich's head and bound his hands. Aldrich was led away, his robes trailing over spilled wine. Not a single noble moved to stop it. The doors boomed shut. The prince stood alone at the head of the grand table.
The loop is broken. 47 deaths, and I am still standing.
Behind him, the four princesses watched in silence. No longer fiancé, but witnesses to a rebirth.
What comes next is not revenge. It is a kingdom to rebuild, and I will need allies.
Ryusei turned to the four princesses, still seated at the long table. The silence demanded a new beginning.
These engagements were built on my father's lies. They are a cage for us all. I dissolve them, here and now.
Gasps flickered through the nobles, but the princesses' faces shifted. Not with shock, but with quiet relief.
But I will not leave you stranded. If you wish, stay as trusted advisors, not brides, partners.
I was sent here to destroy a future. Instead, I found someone worth saving. I will stay. Not as a princess, but as your ally.
My spying ends tonight. I will serve this kingdom openly if you will have me. I pitied you. Now I respect you. I will lend my northern eyes to your counsel.
For the South, but also for fairness. Count me in, Your Highness.
One by one, they stepped forward. Not as rivals, but as a circle of minds that had survived the same fire.
47 loops ended with 4 unexpected allies. The future is finally ours to write.
Months passed. The council chamber buzzed with a new rhythm. Quills scratching, maps unrolled, voices raised in debate rather than whispers.
Elara, what news from the western borders?
The Duke has retreated. Our treaty offers trade instead of war. He signed this morning.
May spread a map across the table, her network now loyal to the crown.
Eastern spies report no hostile movements. I will train local scholars to continue monitoring openly.
In the garden, Freya walked beside him, her white cloak now a welcome sight.
The northern orphanages are funded for the winter. The first grain shipment arrived today. I am satisfied.
Soraya transformed the great hall into a festival of southern music, coaxing even the sternest nobles to dance.
This dance is from my homeland. Everyone, on your feet. Even you, Prince Ryusei.
46 deaths gave me this. Not a kingdom of solitude, but a circle of trust.
One evening, the five gathered at a modest table in the garden pavilion, the formalities of court abandoned.
Remember when we first met? I was so terrified that my uncle's letter would be discovered. I nearly fainted in the roses.
I thought your intense stare meant you had already decided to execute me. I nearly drew my blade under the tea table. I pitied you. Now I share a table with you. The irony is not lost on me.
I just wanted to dance and start a revolution. Who knew we'd end up reforming a kingdom together?
I hunted a murderer and found 4 people who chose to stay. I am not lonely anymore.
The princesses exchanged glances, and Soraya raised her glass first.
To the 47th loop, the one that didn't end in tears.
Glasses clinked softly. The sound was not of ceremony, but of trust.
This table is my real victory. 4 allies, 4 friends. The hunt is over.
Later that night, Ryusei stood alone on the grand balcony, the stars sharp above the kingdom. The city below glowed with quiet peace. No more poison. No more loops.
47 deaths, and I was never truly alone. I just didn't see it.
Soft footsteps behind him. Elara, May, Freya, and Soraya joined him, each carrying a small lantern.
We thought you might need company. It's a big sky for one person.
And a big kingdom to rule. But you'll manage. We'll make sure of it. I once thought mercy was death. Now I know it's shared silence.
And music? Don't forget the music. Tomorrow, we dance again.
They stood together, 5 silhouettes against the moonlit horizon. The loops had ended. A new era began, not in a throne, but in trust. In the weeks that followed, Ordinary moments began to stitch a new pattern over the old wounds. Quiet, steady, unbreakable.
Your hand goes here, Prince. You are leading a kingdom now, not a battalion. Let the music carry you.
This is more terrifying than facing a poisoned goblet. Yet, I don't mind stumbling.
Your footwork has improved, but your left guard still drops when you favor a thrust. Again.
And your blade still thirsts for my spine. Some habits, it seems, never truly retire.
Freya gathered the orphanage children beneath a willow tree, her voice low and even as she read tales of northern stars. The chill in her gaze had melted into something warm and enduring.
Hold perfectly still. This portrait will capture the legendary regal looper for all posterity.
Is that a crown of hourglasses? I look utterly ridiculous.
At the end of each day, the five walked together through the garden as the sun dissolved into gold, their silhouettes tangled like ancient roots, unhurried. 47 loops had given them the one thing worth dying for, a future worth sharing. And in the hush of the fading light, that was more than enough.